1. After 3 years of advanced studies abroad, I returned home only to discover that my brother and my fiancée had gotten together. Furious, I confronted them. A fire suddenly broke out in the hotel. My fiancée shielded my brother as they escaped while I was tripped, my glasses falling off and blurring my vision. As panic set in, my parents rushed in. I was filled with hope, but then I heard them screaming my brother's name. But I'm their biological son. When I woke up in the hospital, a piercing pain shot through my left hand. It was wrapped in thick gauze. My entire family had abandoned me in the fire, and now I was here completely alone. The sound of footsteps approached from outside, and then the door to my room opened. "You're awake? How are you feeling? Does it still hurt?" A nurse walked over and stuck a thermometer under my arm, the cold startling me. My family, my throat was sore. The young nurse shrugged. "I don't know. The firefighters rescued you. We called your family, but no one answered." Hearing this, I let out a bitter laugh. Remembering what happened during the fire, it all made sense. I turned my head and picked up my phone. Not a single missed call. The reality of the situation left me in a daze. 3 years. I was abroad for 3 years, and when I came back, everything had changed. How could this happen? Why? I threw off the blanket, tossed the thermometer aside, pulled the IV needle out of my hand, and stormed out. The nurse, shocked, followed behind me. "Where are you going?" The moment I stepped out, I ran right into 2 people in the hallway. Scarlett Vance was carefully protecting Ethan Harris, her eyes practically melting with affection. She was fussing over him as if he were the only person in the world. Sincere Scarlett saw me, a flash of surprise on her face before she quickly composed herself. "You're not well yet. Why are you out of bed?" My eyes were fixed on her. "Give me an explanation. Why?" I wasn't so stupid that I couldn't see what was going on between them. Scarlett instinctively shielded Ethan. "Sincere, if you're going to blame someone, blame me." I couldn't help myself. Ethan quickly pulled her back. "No, it wasn't her. It was me." He rushed over, grabbing my hand and pressing my fingers onto the bleeding puncture wound from the 4th Sincere. "I'm the one who fell in love with her. If you want to hit someone, hit me," I scoffed, wrenching my hand free and slapping him hard across the face. Ethan stumbled and fell into Scarlett's arms. "You're damn right I'm going to hit you, Sincere. What the hell are you doing?" Scarlett lunged forward and shoved me hard. I fell to the ground, and the back of my hand started bleeding even more heavily. She snapped, "You were abroad for 3 years. We barely saw each other. It's only normal that we grew apart." "Is that so? So you fell for someone else, and that someone just had to be Ethan Harris, my parents' adopted son? During the fire, you protected him and left. Did it ever occur to you that I was in there too?" Scarlett was speechless. Ethan whimpered, "Sincere, it's all my fault." I stood up and faced Scarlett. "You can fall for someone else, but don't you forget what you owe me. You will pay back in full." Scarlett's face turned ugly. "Before I went abroad, I helped her land a major project and invested for a 5 stake. The contract was signed in black and white, but to this day she hadn't paid me a single dime. I couldn't rely on her loyalty, but I was damn well getting my money back." Ethan, of course, knew about the money and was instantly on the verge of tears. "Sincere, we're all family. Why do you have to be so ruthless? Scarlett works so hard. How can you be so heartless to her now?" I sneered. "Ethan, you had the nerve to fall in love with your own brother's fiancée. You have the audacity to lecture me?" A small crowd of patients had gathered in the hallway. When they heard what I said, Ethan's face went pale. Scarlett grabbed my arm. "Sincere, let's talk about this." I raised my hand and slapped her too. "You have 1 week to give me my money. Otherwise, don't blame me for what comes next. Now get the hell out of my sight. You both make me sick." Scarlett tried to say more, but Ethan feigned weakness and collapsed. She scrambled to pick him up, screaming for a doctor, but not before turning back to warn me. "If anything happens to Ethan, I'll never let you hear the end of it too." My eyes burned with rage as I watched her. I turned and went back into my room, the young nurse following closely behind.
You haven't recovered yet. Try not to overthink things for now. I couldn't help but find it laughable.
I had just survived a near-death experience, yet not a single one of my loved ones or family members had asked about my injuries. Instead, it was a complete stranger showing me concern. I nodded and contacted my lawyer. While I was abroad, my family had kept in touch, but they never breathed a word of this. Now that I'd caught them, it was time to look out for myself. After the observation period, I was discharged and went straight home. When I arrived, I saw Scarlett's car parked out front. As I pushed the door open, I saw my family sitting together with their backs to me. Ethan was sitting between my parents, speaking in a passive-aggressive tone. "Mom, what if Sincere comes back and makes a scene? I'm worried he won't be able to let it go." My mother, Helen, smiled. "He won't. I'll talk to him. If that doesn't work, we'll just send him back abroad." Scarlett added grimly, "He wants his share of the profits. Why should he get it?" My mother instantly fired back. "What does he need all that money for?" Finding the situation absurd, I cut in. "My money should be returned to its rightful owner, of course." My sudden voice made them all jump. They turned to see me standing there, and my mother's face flushed with embarrassment. "Sincere, when did you get back? Why didn't you say anything? Just as you were saying you'd send me abroad again." "Well, going abroad costs money, so naturally I need to get back what's mine." "Scarlett, are you here to complain, or are you all plotting against me?" I walked in with a humorless smile. My father, Robert, exploded. "Listen to yourself, what kind of talk is that? What do you mean, plotting? We're family. We don't distinguish between what's mine and what's yours." I said coldly, "So we don't distinguish to the point of sharing the same woman? Are all the other women in the world dead, Ethan? You just had to have her?" Ethan's eyes immediately filled with tears. My mother rushed to his defense. "Sincere Harris, what is this attitude? You were the one who chose your career over your relationship when you went abroad for 3 years. Why are you blaming your brother now? How did I raise such an ungrateful wretch?" My father pointed a finger at me. "You've always been so domineering. Scarlett's family didn't approve of you two, so I made the decision to have Ethan take your place. Now that our two families have reached an agreement, you should just drop it." He said it as if it were as simple as buying groceries at the market. My heart sank once again at their blatant favoritism, so I decided to drop the act. They didn't approve. They didn't seem to disapprove when they were accepting my investment. How come they suddenly disapproved the moment I left the country? "Scarlett, either you give me back my money, or I'll expose this whole sordid affair and we'll see who has any face left sincere. What in God's name are you doing?" My father's temper flared, and he lunged forward to hit me. I took 2 steps back to dodge him and held up my bandaged left hand. "I'm calling you out on your favoritism. I was injured in that fire, and did any of you even ask how I was?" A flicker of guilt crossed my mother's eyes. "Sincere, we were negligent, we admit it. But you're fine now. Ethan is so frail, we just got distracted for a moment." Ethan, his eyes red, added, "Sincere, you've always competed with me, always had to be the best at everything. But love isn't a competition. Scarlett and I wronged you. I'll do anything you want. I'll get on my knees for you. Would that make it right?" I watched him expectantly, waiting for him to kneel. Ethan hadn't expected me to stay silent. He was caught in an awkward position and looked like he was about to faint again. I laughed coldly. "Don't make promises you can't keep." 3. I went straight upstairs. I wasn't staying in this house a moment longer. Upstairs, my lawyer sent over the documents. For the past 3 years, Scarlett's company had performed well. According to our agreement, my initial investment and stake would now yield a dividend of $2.8 million, more than enough for me to live on. However, if I pulled that capital out, her company would face a severe cash flow problem. Betraying my trust, Scarlett, was going to cost you. Just as I finished packing, Ethan pushed the door open and came in. He had dropped his frail drama queen act. With his arms crossed, he stared at me with a vicious smirk. "Sincere, don't you want to know why? Why, even though I'm the adopted one, Mom and Dad favor me." I was curious, but I didn't believe a word that came out of his mouth. "Are you here to kneel? If not, get out." he scoffed. Because I'm their real son. His words made me frown. The guy had to be insane. Ethan said gravely, "When we were little, Mom and Dad were just starting their business and made some rivals jealous. They were afraid I'd be kidnapped, so they lied and said I was adopted, officially placing me with relatives. Then they went through a lot of paperwork to adopt me back. To make sure no one got suspicious, they had you. You were born to be my shield. That's your entire purpose for existing." A chill ran down my spine. I remembered being hit by a car as a child. My parents, after a moment of panic, had rushed to hug Ethan, comforting him and looking utterly terrified for him. Thinking back, was I just supposed to accept their neglect? I was their child, too. Seeing the expression on my face, Ethan leaned in closer and smiled. "Your entire existence is a joke. Forget a woman. If I wanted your life, Mom and Dad would tell you to kill yourself without a second thought. Don't you believe me?" He walked toward me, suddenly pulling a small knife from his sleeve. "Ethan, don't I know you hate me? I'm begging you, don't come any closer. What are you doing?" I stared at him, keeping my distance. Ethan slashed his own arm, then shoved the knife into my hand and collapsed onto the floor. Before I could even react, my parents burst in. Seeing the scene, my father slapped me across the face without a second thought. "You animal," my mother shrieked. "Sincere, are you insane? How could you, Ethan? How are you? Does it hurt?" "Mom, don't blame him," Ethan sobbed, glancing at me with a triumphant look. "He can hurt me however he wants." I was about to explode. I could almost forgive them for not saving me from the fire, but this charade was too much. My father was furious. "Sincere, Harris, get out of this house. From this day forward, you are never to set foot in here again." I looked at them with cold eyes. "So, you won't even listen to my side of the story? You just believe him, is that it? Sincere, what is wrong with you? You come back and turn this house upside down. Why did you even have to come back?" My mother screamed at me. "Get out, get out." I trembled, struggling to regain my composure. "You're right. I was only born to shield Ethan from harm. Ethan, you win. This family, you can have it. These biased parents, you can have them too. All of you. I don't want any of you." Seeing the cold, empty look in my eyes, my parents froze for a moment. Ethan clutched his wound and sniffled. "As long as you're happy, Sincere. But saying things like that will break Mom and Dad's hearts." "Mom, Dad, let Sincere stay. He's still injured too," my mother immediately snapped. "Let him go, Ethan. Let me see your arm." "That little beast," my father pointed at the household staff. "Watch him, don't let him take a single thing from this house. From this moment on, you are not my son for." The moment he pushed me out the front door, my heart turned to ash. From now on, I had no connection to the Harris family. I turned and walked away without hesitation, though my heart was trembling. Ethan had been so focused on his act, and my parents had protected him without question. It seemed I truly was just an accident. After leaving, I had nowhere to go. I had just returned to the country with nothing but my phone and the clothes on my back. Thinking of this, I called my mentor, Professor Miller, and asked if I could get a dorm room. He was the one who recommended I go abroad 3 years ago. He believed I had great potential and that it would be a waste not to pursue advanced studies. Before I returned, my mentor had eagerly invited me to join his project. When he heard I'd been kicked out of my home, he was silent for a long time before saying, "Sincere, you can only be free from control when you are strong in your own right. You are you, not someone else's shield. Come back. I have a spot for you here, with excellent compensation." I took a taxi straight to the laboratory. When I arrived, a young woman greeted me. "Hi, I'm Victoria Miller. Professor Miller is my father. He's in a meeting, but he told me to get you settled in somewhere first." She took a step forward with her slender frame, and I nodded, following her immediately. "Is your hand okay?" I glanced at the gauze on my hand, which was still stained with blood. "It's not mine." Victoria didn't ask any more questions. She led me to an apartment. "This place is mine. Don't worry, I don't live here. The last tenant just moved out, and it's all been cleaned. You can move right in. My dad said you're a talent he recruited, and we have to make sure you stay. If you need anything at all, just let me know." I smiled. Thank you. Can I get your number? Victoria immediately took out her phone to exchange contacts, then gave me the keys, leaving me alone to rest in the apartment. After she left, I let my mind go completely blank, lying on the sofa with my eyes closed. When I was little, I used to envy Ethan. He could sit on Mom's lap and whine for attention without a care in the world. I couldn't. If I even got a little close, Ethan would get jealous or throw a tantrum. At first, I cried and argued with him. Mom belonged to both of us, so why did she treat me that way? But Mom would say he was frail and that I should let him have his way. He was the older brother, but I was always the one giving in. Finally, one time, Ethan and I got into a huge fight. He suddenly fell to the floor and started convulsing. Mom was terrified and rushed him to the hospital. When she came back, she gave me a sound beating. But later, when no one was looking, I saw Ethan stick his tongue out at me. He had faked the whole thing. From that day on, I could never be close to him again. Now I knew the reason, and it was utterly laughable. Why should I punish myself for their mistakes? Ethan was a master of pretense, an expert actor. Well, let him act for the rest of his life. I composed myself and opened my phone to scroll through some videos. I happened to come across a news report about the fire. I watched it carefully. The footage was from inside the shopping center. The security camera was focused on Ethan, who was being shielded by Scarlett and my parents. 10 feet away, I was on the ground, staring at their backs with a look of shock and despair. The comment section, however, was full of people envying Ethan. That guy is so lucky. His whole family protects him. This is what it looks like to be raised with a silver spoon, never short on love. So lucky, how can I get reincarnated into a family like that? He was my classmate in college. He's the family's adopted son, but they treat him so well, even better than their biological kid 5. As the story gained traction online, Ethan became more and more popular. He eventually took to the platform to address it himself. Thank you all for your concern. I've grown up surrounded by my parents' love, and I'm so grateful for how they've raised me. As some netizens have said, I am the adopted son of the Harris family. But recently, some unpleasant things have happened concerning my younger brother. He made a mistake and was disciplined by my parents. I hope that if he sees my video, he'll get in touch with me. Sincere, Mom and Dad still love you. Please stop being so stubborn. The way Ethan framed it, it sounded like I was the one being unreasonable. Instantly, netizens began to sympathize with him. Oh my God, his brother is so gentle. How could that younger brother leave someone so kind? Did the little brother run away from home? What does he look like? We'll help you find him. What kind of mistake did he make? The older brother's arm is injured. How did that happen? Ethan saw the comment and replied, My brother didn't mean to do it. Immediately, people started attacking me. So was the younger brother. No wonder he said he made a mistake. He's playing with knives as a kid. When he grows up, he'll probably be a murderer. This brother is ruthless, doing that to his own brother. Even if they aren't blood-related, he shouldn't have done that. Who needs an ungrateful wretch like that? It's better if he doesn't come back. I looked at the comment section, at all the righteous indignation, and couldn't help but laugh. Ethan, if this is the result you wanted, then let me give you a little push. I liked his post and commented, The biggest mistake I ever made was being born into the same family as you. Ethan, is it fun staging your own drama? A user replied to me, Are you the younger brother? What do you mean? Staged his own drama? Is he acting? We want the truth. The netizens turned into a swarm of amateur detectives and started looking for me. Finally, someone claiming to be Ethan's college classmate spotted me. The person who fell on the ground in the video, that's Sincere Harris. It looks like he's hurt looking at it this way. He really does have it. Ruff, the older brother, is on video asking his little brother to come back and apologize, but look at the despair in Sincere's eyes as he was abandoned in the fire. If that were me, my heart would be cold too, but that's still no reason to pull a knife on his brother. To the person above, do you have any proof he's the one who used the knife? Yeah, there have been so many stories with twists like this. I'm not buying it yet. When children don't get along, it's usually the parents' fault. Ethan, of course, saw these comments and quickly deleted mine. Delete away. You can't delete them all. I had already taken a screenshot. With this video, I had enough to expose Ethan's true colors. When the fire broke out, they were all running for their lives. But Ethan, his eyes were looking in my direction, and he was smiling with satisfaction. I immediately posted the screenshot. Eagle-eyed netizens started digging up photos of the incident from every possible angle. It became clear that Ethan had indeed seen me during the fire, but chose to watch me suffer. I'm in the hospital, just here for the tea. The older brother hooked up with the younger brother's fiancée while he was abroad. The whole family treats the younger brother like dirt. The younger brother was hospitalized with injuries and no one cared, while the older brother was fine and got doted on by the whole family. And apparently the cheating fiancé still owes him money. These comments made Ethan a controversial figure. Soon Scarlett stepped in. These are baseless rumors. Sincere and I broke up before he went abroad. Ethan is not the other man. If even his own parents don't like him, you can imagine what kind of person he is. I read her 2 sentences and laughed out loud. Scarlett and he were truly a match made in heaven. Their talent for self-deception was something to behold. 6. Just as I was about to close the app, I received a message from Ethan, Sincere. Scarlett only said that to protect the family's reputation. Even though Dad kicked you out, you're still a Harris. You don't want to be dragged into this, do you? Are you afraid of being exposed as the third party in our relationship? Ethan was furious. Sincere Harris, I'm calling the police. It's a fact that you injured me with a knife. Go ahead. I'll be waiting. I blocked him immediately. Then my parents' calls started flooding in. I hung up, blocked, and deleted them all. I had nothing to do with the Harris family, and that included them. Threaten me? In their dreams. I had originally planned to negotiate with Scarlett and get my money back, but since she decided to jump out and slander me, she couldn't blame me for playing hardball. I contacted the second largest shareholder in her company and liquidated my shares. If Scarlett wasn't going to be happy, then I would be. The next day, I went to the lab and started my new job, working non-stop for a solid week. My days were a cycle of running experiments and going back to the apartment to sleep. I would occasionally run into Victoria Miller. She was a PhD student and busy with her own coursework, but she was also part of the lab's project, and we quickly became partners. A week later, Scarlett called me. Sincere, we need to talk. I had blocked everyone in the Harris family except Scarlett, just to see what other bizarre stunts they would pull. Hearing her request, I readily agreed and set the meeting at a coffee shop near the university campus. When I arrived, Scarlett had a complicated expression on her face. Sincere about what happened online, I had no choice. You know how it is with Ethan. His health is so poor. I was just trying to give him some peace of mind. I know I wronged you, but the company is my life's work. It was your life's work too. If you pull your investment now, the project will be halted. Can you really bear to see that happen? Yes, I can. I was blunt. And I already have the money. Scarlett, I've already sold the shares. Scarlett froze, then her face contorted with anger. Sincere, this isn't a joke. Who's joking with you? Scarlett, you and I are not in a position to be joking around. I sold them to Mr. Zhu. The money is already in my account. If there's nothing else, I have to go. Scarlett never expected me to do this. She finally understood that I truly hated her. Sincere Harris, you're ruthless. Takes one to know one. For every ounce of pain I felt, you all deserve to feel at least 80% of it. Scarlett gritted her teeth. Fine. Let's see what you have to say to the police. Ethan actually went to the police. He even posted a video online, saying that this time he would make sure our parents taught me a proper lesson. When we got to the police station, Ethan was strutting around arrogantly, with my parents trailing behind him. When my mother saw me, she tried to play the part of a loving mother. Sincere, if you just give the money back and reinvest, Scarlett will be your sister-in-law. There's no need for family to make such an ugly scene. My father stood beside her, putting on his best patriarchal air. I see 3 years abroad have made you bold. Just admit you were wrong, and we can put this behind us. I looked at them and said coldly, Mr. and Mrs. Harris, you're mistaken. The law will decide how this is handled. Ethan Harris filed a false police report and slandered me. I will not let this go. My words left them sputtering with rage. Just as my father was about to speak, I pushed past him and went inside. Ethan presented his wound, his eyes welling with tears. 7. I couldn't stand it when he acted like this. It was disgusting. How old are you? All you know how to do is cry. Ethan looked at me in shock. Sincere, how can you say that? You cut me, it's a fact. I rolled my eyes. Do you think the police are idiots? A self-inflicted wound looks different from one caused by someone else. Ethan sobbed. Sincere, you hate me. You keep saying I staged it, but I really didn't do it. My mother rushed forward and pulled him into her arms. Sincere Harris, I truly regret giving birth to you, Mrs. Harris. While you're feeling regret, do you think I don't regret having a mother like you? Officer, I said, turning to the policeman, filing a false report to slander me like this is a punishable offense, correct? The officer looked serious. Young man, don't make baseless accusations if you don't have proof. This wound is almost healed. It will take time to conduct a proper analysis. That won't be necessary. I have proof. Ethan stared in disbelief as I took out my phone and played the video. His face instantly turned pale. You, Sincere, you. I told you from the beginning that you staged it. I went upstairs that day to pack my things and move out. Before I left, I wanted to take one last video as a memento. I never expected to capture such a brilliant performance. My parents stood beside me, their faces ashen. They never imagined Ethan would do something like this. But it didn't change their opinion of me. Sincere, how could you secretly film inside our home? Your brother was just playing a joke on you, yes, Sincere. I cut them off and addressed the police officer. I want to press charges to the fullest extent. I will not reconcile. Ethan Harris spread rumors and slandered me, and he stirred up public opinion online. I have evidence for all of it. Although I had been busy with work, I had entrusted my lawyer with collecting all the evidence. Seeing how prepared I was, Ethan panicked. He instinctively tried to faint again. I watched his act and said flatly, trying to faint again, Are we? Your physical exam from last month says you're in perfect health. No matter what, I will not settle. Sincere Harris, he's your brother, my mother yelled, hoping I would back down. I shook my head and refused, calling my lawyer to handle it. The police took Ethan into custody on the spot. The online influencers waiting outside swarmed me as I came out. I didn't hold back and showed them the video. The netizens were stunned once again. My God, I've never seen someone who can act so well. No wonder you said he staged it. Is he always like this at home? That must be exhausting. The key is his parents are so biased. Even after all this, they still wanted the poster to reconcile. I can only imagine. How wrong the poster must have felt all the time. Am I the only one who thinks it's a good thing the poster got kicked out? This family really needs to be locked away together. Stay far away from them. The poster has a much better life ahead of him. Wait, Ethan said their family business made people jealous. I'm just wondering, how big is this business that they're afraid of assassination, to the point they can't even afford one bodyguard? What's the Harris family company called? What do they sell? So dramatic that last comment made me laugh. It was true. The Harris family business wasn't nearly big enough to inspire that level of cutthroat jealousy from competitors. 8. I couldn't help but sneer. This wasn't my fault. All the effort they had put into building up Ethan's image had been shattered by his own actions. He was, after all, the apple of his parents' eye. He was bailed out quickly, but he now had a criminal record and was facing a lawsuit. Panicked, Ethan pressured Scarlett into marrying him. As I was leaving the laboratory one day, I saw Scarlett waiting for me downstairs. Sincere, I know you can't forget me. You're doing all this to get back at him, to make me come back to you. Fine, I agree. Let's get married. Before I went to study abroad, Scarlett and I had agreed to get married as soon as I returned. But what on earth made her think that after everything that had happened, I would still be waiting for her? I raised my hand and slapped her twice. Her head snapped to the side, her cheek instantly swelling. It's okay, hit me. I deserve it. Did you hurt your hand? I scoffed. Scarlet, if you don't have a mirror, I'm sure you can find a puddle. Do you really think you're worthy of my time? See her? I pointed to Victoria, who was standing behind me, along with a few of my junior lab members. See her? This is Victoria. She's beautiful and well off. More importantly, she's upright and loyal. And these are my junior colleagues. Look how young and vibrant they are, not to mention sweet talkers the junior members quickly played along. Senior, you're so handsome. The way you slapped her just now was so cool. Senior, is that the cheat? How dare she show her face at our university? Seriously, she looks like a fickle flirt. She's not worthy of you at all. Senior Scarlet's face went from pale to red and back again. Sincere, are you serious? Scarlet, you and a man like Ethan Harris deserve each other. You two should be stuck together for life. Stay away from me. Get lost. I'll hit you every time I see you. Scarlet scurried away. When I turned back, I looked at the others sheepishly. I'm sorry about that, using you all as a shield. Let me buy you dinner. Senior, we won't get in the way of you and Victoria. Bye, Senior. See you next time. They scattered in a flash, leaving me and Victoria alone. She cleared her throat. Beautiful. I can understand. I'm quite confident in my looks. Well off just because of that apartment. I guess that barely counts. But how did you figure out I was loyal? I don't remember ever telling you that. I blushed. I was just making it up. Anyone taught by Professor Miller is bound to be morally grounded. Victoria laughed. That's true. But as for whether I'm loyal or not, you'll find out in the future. I was confused. What? I helped you out today. You can treat me to dinner. She changed the subject. Considering I was living in her apartment, treating her to dinner was the least I could do. Victoria chose a quiet restaurant. Incredibly, Scarlet had shamelessly followed us. She hadn't left but was sitting in her car, watching me through the window. That devoted look. In the past, it would have moved my heart. Unfortunately for her, I had no interest in playing hard to get. So, if she wanted to watch, let her watch. Victoria ordered sweet and sour pork ribs, shredded pork with garlic sauce, and steamed mandarin fish, all my favorites. Meeting my questioning gaze, she explained, "You came to my house for dinner once. These are all my mother's specialties, and you ate every last bite." I then remembered that Professor Miller often invited a few of us students over for meals. His wife was always very kind to me and would make these specific dishes every time, placing them right in front of me. And at the professor's house, I never held back, always cleaning my plate. Every time I go home, my mom mentions how you always appreciate her cooking, since you always finish everything she makes. 9. A warmth spread through my chest. Your mother is a wonderful person, and her cooking is delicious. When I was at home, they always made what Ethan liked to eat. There was never a single dish that I loved. Sincere, you're a good person. You don't need to sell yourself short. Otherwise, plenty of people would have seized the opportunity to smear your name during all this. But they didn't. That says everything. Victoria's words were a wake-up call. She was right. I wasn't a failure. When things got tough, I fought back. There were plenty of people who liked me. Why should I let those trivial matters weigh me down? Thank you. Don't thank me. Sincere, we're friends, the kind who will meet at the top. Don't let irrelevant people confuse you. They're the ones who don't understand. I felt a sense of release. When I looked over my shoulder again, Scarlet was gone. She was even more fragile than I had imagined. After dinner, Victoria drove me back. Just as we reached the entrance, I saw my parents. What was going on today? Did they all coordinate this? Sincere, it's all my fault. My mother choked up, her mouth open but unable to continue. I took a deep breath, an inexplicable pang of pain stabbing at my heart, but I quickly suppressed it. Are you here to plead for Ethan? I'm sorry, but I won't compromise. No, she quickly grabbed my hand. I know we've wronged you all these years. Ethan, I've disciplined him. I came here today specifically to apologize to you. Is that so? Tell me how you disciplined him. Did you ground him, or are you planning to kick him out for good? I couldn't help but laugh coldly. If it were me and I didn't have any evidence, you probably would have had me thrown in jail, wouldn't you?" She was instantly speechless. My father, standing beside her, said stiffly, "Why are you like this? We're trying to talk to you nicely. Do you have to be this way?" I knew it. No family would ever like a personality like yours. That's not true. Victoria stepped up from behind me. Sincere is a wonderful person. He's calm, understanding, and ambitious. Everyone in our lab praises him. You're the only ones who think he's not good enough. Sincere is participating in a national-level project at the lab. He's on a level you can't even begin to compare with. "Who are you?" my father asked, looking at her rudely. "She's my mentor, Professor Miller's daughter, Victoria Miller. You should both go home." My mother pushed past me, a smile instantly appearing on her face. "Oh, so you're the professor's daughter. Won't you come in and sit for a while?" "Mr. and Mrs. Harris, stop talking. This apartment belongs to Victoria, so you have no right to invite anyone in. Also, I don't want to see you again. Please leave. If you don't, I'll call security." I then turned to Victoria. "Sorry about this. Don't be." She went upstairs with me. My parents tried to follow but were stopped by security. They were furious but helpless. I knew that Ethan's place in their hearts hadn't diminished one bit after all these years. They were only trying to make peace with me now because Ethan was facing prison time. Most likely the Vance family wouldn't accept a son-in-law like him, and that's why they were so desperate. Once we were upstairs, Victoria held up her phone. "Call me if you need anything at all. Don't worry about bothering me." "Okay, I will." They never bothered me again after that. Unsurprisingly, the Vance family agreed to the marriage after all. I was shocked when I heard the news, but I later found out that Scarlett was pregnant. Someone must have given Ethan the idea that if he got Scarlett pregnant, he could tie the Vance family down. I was determined to press charges. So what if he married Scarlett? He was going to prison. That was a certainty. If the Vance family was willing to let their grandchild have a father like that, I certainly wasn't going to stop them. A close friend told me that Ethan had no wedding, no diamond ring, just a marriage certificate. It was a simple, perfunctory affair. Sincere, you have no idea how angry Ethan was. He was complaining on the day they registered, and Scarlett just stared at him with a dark face and told him to take it or leave it. He immediately started apologizing again. Those tears of his are so cheap, they come on command. He really knows how to act. "How do you know all this?" My friend gave me a mysterious smile. Another netizen was there getting their certificate at the same time and filmed it. They uploaded it, but it got taken down almost immediately. No doubt the Vance family did it. But I saved a copy. He sent it right over to me. Well, this is what he wanted. His wish came true, but Scarlett's baby was never born. Perhaps the thought of me, a ticking time bomb, left her constantly on edge. Any time Ethan showed the slightest bit of impatience, she would suspect him of having an affair. The two of them finally couldn't take it anymore and got into a physical fight. Scarlett had a miscarriage after he hit her. The Vance family was furious and wanted to kick Ethan out. Of course, Ethan wouldn't agree to that. The two of them became entangled in a never-ending conflict, and in her anger, Scarlett even took revenge on the Harris family business. However, the Vance family company was no longer solely under her control. She was quickly sidelined and kicked off the board of directors. Her career was gone, but her love life was perfect. I wished them a lifetime locked together. As for me, I focused on my own success, and my career took off. A year later, our team stood on the award stage. As the representative, I accepted the interview. In that moment, I gripped the trophy in my hand tightly. It was the only thing that would never betray me.